The NLCS continues on TBS. The Mets rode Matt Harvey's gem in a jolt of power to a 1-0 lead.
Yes, he did!
Now the Cubs turn to ace Jake Arrieta seeking the equalizer. Take what's yours. Cubs, Mets, next. The 2015 NLCS coverage on TBS is presented by Exxon and Mobil.
This is Turner Sports.
First strike is simply the Mets' order of business. Matt Harvey efficiently worked through Game 1. Now the Cubs turn to Jake Arrieta to do the same for them and split in New York.
Boy, he is feeling it already.
No doubt, Arrieta has been dominant, but these aren't the same Mets he last faced. Ace after ace, they have stepped up to the challenge.
Cool, crisp New York night.
Even with the temperature dropping, their offense powers on.
That ball is gone!
And leading them off is the one man that seems to have Jake's number. To balance the ledger, the Cubs must find their hard-hitting swagger against another hard-throwing pitcher.
He struck him out.
Confident in the rookie's poise, the Mets feel he gives them the best chance to stay ahead of the count. It's Game 2 on TBS.
We look overhead at Citi Field in Queens. In Game 1, it was the dark night on a very cold night. Turned the lights out on the Cubs to take a 1-0 lead in the NLCS. Now, two of the best and brightest young pitchers in the game, Noah Syndergaard, Thor, against the guy Pedro calls Scream, Jake Arrieta, most likely on his way to a Cy Young. Yes, it's cold and windy, but young and old, they are here. Mets fans hoping to take a demanding 2-0 lead, headed back to Wrigley Field in the National League Championship Series as we welcome you inside Citi Field, getting you ready for Game 2 against Syndergaard and Arrieta. It should be an absolute dandy as we begin our MLB on TBS coverage, presented by our good friends at Chrysler, setting us up in a stage where we are still windy and cold, but we are okay. Casey Stern alongside my castmates, the Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez, Gary Sheffield, and Dusty Baker. And you'll notice some props right here on set. Some nice fans able to give some hammers. So Pedro, do you want to drop the first Thor of the night, sir? No, in wrestling they call that a cheap pop as we welcome you inside. A cold night. These two are fighting. This is where we say we drop the gavel. You take a look there at our buddy Loki and Thor getting you ready for game number 2. It is cold. 17-mile-an-hour winds, at least for now. It could get worse. As you take a look at the weather, 44 degrees, going to dip into the 30s, maybe even below that by the time we're done with this game. And let me ask my hitters. Dusty, I'll start with you. We saw the wind swirling yesterday. We talked about the outfield. As a hitter facing some high heat and cheese, educated cheddar, as Pete would say, what's it like for these guys in this cold tonight?
Well, I don't think guys like to hit in the cold. I didn't like to hit in the cold because baseball was a warm weather sport as far as I was concerned. But see, you're always conscious of your hands. You don't want to get sawed off, and you don't want to hit the ball on the end of the bat, because it's gonna like vibrate through your hand, and you're still in the outfield with your hands vibrating. So it's not a very pleasant thing to hit in this cold.
Yeah, you know, you don't want the ball inside part of the plate. You know, you don't want to have nothing to do with that, because these guys are 3-digit pitchers. I mean, when they're hitting 99, 100, 101, I mean, you don't want to see these guys. But as a hitter, you got to just put that out your mind and say, I got to take professional at-bats and act like it's not even cold at all.
Well, Noah Syndergaard has never pitched in this kind of weather, Pedro. His first start south of 50 degrees, does that matter at all? How does he prepare for never being in this cold as a starter?
Well, if I'm one of the veterans that have had the opportunity to probably pitch in cold weather, I'll just run up to him and tell him, hey, just do what you have to do in here in the clubhouse, get heated in here, and then go out there and do your normal thing. Because when you come out of there and you feel warm, you just continue to move on the field and you get your warm-ups the same way. If you manage to have the feel for the ball early in the game, advantage pitcher, and especially guys that can hit triple digits, it could be a slam dunk.
Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Guys, this is what we wait for right in the postseason. Jake Arrieta and Noah Syndergaard. Jake, one of the best, most historic second halves we've seen in the game. And Noah Syndergaard, where we begin, Pete. And Pedro, I know you were very, very excited about his last outing. Not a start, but out of the pen, but it impressed you. Why?
Well, this kid showed me something. He stood up 3 times to warm up, and after that, he just came over with the determination to just put it away and put away anybody that was standing there. This is a kid that was really impressive in that inning, and it was really, really exciting to see.
Anytime you have a guy that's 6'6", 6'5", with downhill playing, those guys are very difficult because when they elevate the baseball, it looks like it's rising on it, and that's what I'm looking for tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of times when they're 6'6", look like they're going to throw it in the dirt, and it never gets there. It stays at the knees, you know? So, I mean, those guys are the typical, like when I played the Dodger pitchers, they like them tall, lean, and throwing downhill.
Yes.
You know, Dusty, for Jake Arrieta, we've seen him so brilliant. It was kind of odd to see him vulnerable and almost look human, but there was something specific about the routine that you think might be the difference between that Jake Arrieta and the one we get tonight.
Well, that's a good point. You know, like I heard Jake Arrieta during the interview, and he said that he might have taken a little too much time warming up and getting prepared for that. He says he's going to try to cut it down because he had too much adrenaline going and he was too strong when the game started.
Well, I would like to see him do his stuff inside and come out here and do what he normally does. Because the last time I saw him, he looked to me like a little bit fatigued. And I called you aside and I said, wow, he looks a little bit fatigued to me for the first time. This is a guy that's as strong like a mule, and I expect him tonight to bounce back and do what he normally does. But he has to do what he has to do inside in the clubhouse before he steps out.
Yeah, we got to remember this guy pitched a lot of innings during the season. This guy's been going 8 and 9 innings a game. That's how you get the 22 wins or whatever you get to. But what the bottom line is, when you pitch that many games and in that many games, now playoff time comes, you're a little fatigued. You're going to have a little slippage in there. That's why all hitters have to know, no, I don't care how he pitched during the season, he's going to have a bad game, and we got to capitalize on it.
Yeah, but this one you pitch with your mind. Depends what kind of brain you got.
Well, look, you know, you talk about brain, the thinking aspect of it. You know this as a manager, Dusty, when you get to these games, 2-1, 3-2, not going to be an 8-7 game. You don't think that kind of a tilt. That one run could make the difference. And fundies, the fundamentals could be that. We've seen a lack of that from some teams here in the postseason. Let's look at what happened with the Cubs yesterday. Take us through the base running issues here with Starlin Castro. What'd you see?
Well, you know what I saw Starlin Castro, he was happy to hit this ball, but he didn't run out the box. As you see, now the base runner knew it was over his head almost immediately, even though it was a close play. Now Castro stops. You do not stop.
He's celebrating.
You're celebrating, and you let the ball stop you. And you see the base runner is almost scoring here. The throw is high from the time it leaves the infielder's hand, and Castro's still on second base. Now, right now, he should be on third base because the play's not over until you get to the next base.
Yeah. That sets up the next hitter, and you know, obviously, when a mistake like that happens, that we're going to see it develop into something else, and this is where you miss a run, and that's exactly what happened here on this play that goes to third base off the bat of Soler show.
Yeah, I mean, Castro has to be on third base when you see David Wright going to his left. As a third baseman, there's no way you can make that play if this guy take his two-punch shuffle off the base and head to third base. There's no way you can make it. And now if you're standing on third base, you're just walking home now. You don't have this play to happen. So finish the play. You have to finish the play.
Yeah, because he wouldn't even have had to be thrown out on that play.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is that was a tough play on Soler to try to, hit that slider to right field. I think that's a harder pitch to hit that way than if the ball's on the inside. You can always inside out.
I mean, runs come to a premium anyway in the playoffs. But when you got guys up there like Soler up there, he's been playing great. And you want him to swing the bat where you want to swing the bat. You don't want him to be trying to move runners over.
It's the small things, getting in runners, for example, less than 2 outs and a guy on third. We spotlight this last night. Curtis Granderson, 88% of the time efficiency. It's why the Mets are up 1-0 in this series. We come back, we'll get into the 2 lineups for Joe Madden and Terry Collins and get you closing to game 2. But winter is coming. Don't tell that to our buddy Dusty Baker, who already knows that. Last night he spent the night on the set.
It's already here.
Man, why do you guys
here.
miss me every day?
We're braving the elements. Don't move.
Chrysler continues to break new ground in fuel efficiency, quality, and innovation, which is impressive. But doing it for 90 years is a reason to celebrate. And there's even more to celebrate with 0% APR for 72 months at the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration event. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus up to $1,500 total bonus cash on 2015 Chrysler vehicles.
130 yards now.
Bill's got a very tough lie here.
Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here.
I believe that's a Kraken, Bruce.
It looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club.
Well, he's definitely going to lose his stroke on this hole.
If you're a golf commentator, you whisper. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
This golf course is electric.
Some might call us old-fashioned for being the only distillery in America that makes its own barrels. For making our own charcoal and taste testing every batch of whiskey until it's perfect. Of course, anyone who calls us old-fashioned won't hear an argument from us. We know how to take a compliment. Jack Daniels, the way it was is the way it is.
What is normal? Our normal is 200 miles per hour. It's 500 degrees. It's protection for 15,000 miles. And 40 below. Our normal is anything but. Mobil 1, energy lives here.
MLB postseason pregame show, live from New York on TBS, is brought to you by Chrysler.
We continue our MLB on TBS pregame coverage presented by Chrysler. Make sure to get your official caps, hoodies, jackets, and more. Celebrate with your favorite teams at the MLB.com shop and go there now. In the meantime, we go here. Jake Arrieta on the hill, but who will be in the lineup for Joe Madden for game number 2 of the National League Championship Series? We take a look at the lineup, and leading off is Dexter Fowler in center field. And Pedro, we know how important he can be when he gets on base. That could be a factor tonight.
Well, this is the guy that ignites the whole lineup, and the Cubs are 3-0 whenever he scores a run. He must get on base. I've seen this kid hit a homer in the first game in the postseason, and since then a lot of fly balls and into the outfield. And this is a kid that if he manages to get the ball on the ground or hit some line drives and get on base, can get this lineup going. This kid must get on base if the Chicago Cubs want to do something.
You know, Dusty, Kyle Schwarber has hit 3 of the 12 longest homers by anybody in the postseason. Last night's the longest off Harvey, 461 feet.
Man, I thought that ball was coming to me up here. Hey, can you see me leaning over, trying to get it? Boy, that was up there.
What's impressed you most about Schwarber?
Well, you know, what's impressed me the most is when I watch this young man in batting practice. This guy works on hitting. He doesn't work on slugging. And a lot of young hitters, they have slugging practice, but this guy's hit the ball to left field. He's hit the ball down the left field line, left center, right center. This young man can hit, and he knows he can hit.
Chris Bryant will be batting third at third base. The cleanup man is Anthony Rizzo. And then we get to Starlin Castro in the 5th spot. And, Chef, we know that he's a good hitter. Everybody's focused on the defensive move to second base. He's handled well. But that stick could be important in this series.
Well, I think now this guy is really coming into his own as a ball player. You know, it took him a while to get his feet wet. He was playing shortstop, which is a difficult thing to do for a shortstop to come in and play right away and play up to expectation. Right now, by moving to second base, he seems relaxed, he's having more fun, and he's sparking his team. And right now in the playoffs, he's struggling a little bit, but he's getting big hits at the right time. That's what matters.
Chris Coughlin, Montero, who's back in. Remember, David Ross catches John Lester. Javier Baez at shortstop, who's looked pretty good, made a nifty play defensively. And then Jake Arrieta, they're hitting ninth. Let me get my hitters here. When you look at Arrieta, a guy who you know is going to throw strikes and looking to be that way. Dusty, as Chef says, do we ambush, look for fastballs early, and go and hack? How do you handle him as a hitter tonight?
Well, right away, I look at him. I think he's crazy with no sleeves on, to tell you the truth. You know? But the thing about it is, I'm going to try to jump him early in the count before he goes to work on
scream. Yeah, but like you say, you got to ambush this guy. He's pitched a lot of innings. He's going to have some bad outings, and I would always believe that this is the one, and I'm going to help create it.
I don't think this is one of them, to tell you the truth.
Pedro, when you're down 1-0 in a series as an ace, this is what you want, right?
That's
Chance
right.
to go rescue the team.
Yes, yeah, and Arrieta must do it for the Cubs. I just don't see the Cubs overcoming 2 losses here in New York. They have DeGrom next time, and the Mets can throw so many arms at you. Bartolo Colon, everybody's doing a great job. The bullpen is doing a great job. I think Arrieta must give the Chicago Cubs a win today, or else I don't see the Chicago Cubs going too far.
We may turn the hammer into the gavel.
All right.
Because we've got a disagreement on set about whether or not this is a must-win situation in Game 2. We'll also get our predictions, but first, the lineup for Terry Collins and the Mets is next.
The City Double Cash Card comes in very handy with cash back twice on purchases. Earn once when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back now and cash back again later. It's cash back deja vu. The City Double Cash Card, the only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase, with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
What we know about Atlantis was first written by Plato. He told of a city like no other, destroyed in a cataclysm. And embedded within that story are a set of 12 detailed clues that I believe can lead us to the lost city.
Oh my God.
The lost civilization of Atlantis is right here.
Atlantis Found. Special event premieres tomorrow at 9 on History.
Is this really the best way to pick color for a whole room? There's a new way to paint. With the new Project Color app, take any color on a virtual test drive. It's part of the new Color Center experience from the Home Depot. Everything you need to get the right color right. Let's do this in hand, online, and at the store. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Visit Channel 111 now for project ideas from the Home Depot.
Our MLB on TBS pregame for the National League Championship Series Game 2. Great shot of Citi Field up top. They're filing in still from the lot. It is cold and brisk, but it was loud last night. We expect the same. Will there be thump in the lineup for the Mets? Granderson's been great. David Wright, some shaky play, obviously, at the plate. He's had issues maybe with that back. Daniel Murphy in the 3 spot has been brilliant. And then we get Pedro to Yoenis Cespedes, who carried this club MVP style down the stretch, but you haven't seen the same guy as of late.
Well, I think he's taking over what he did in the regular season to get this team to what the team is. And I don't think it's fair. I think he could just chip in a little bit and stop swinging so hard and trying to hit the long homers and just make contact. I think that if Cespedes is able to make contact, I think it's going to help the team some way, somehow. So I expect him to short his swing a little bit and make more contact.
Yeah, he's getting home run happy. And Justin, you know, as a hitter, anytime you hit a home run early, you smell that fence every time you come up there. You just have to let the home runs come in this situation.
2, 3, and 4 and get none.
Yeah, that's what's going on with him right now.
Yeah, now I know, speaking of smelling the fence, how about smelling the apple? I know you're a healthy guy. The apple a day, right? Keeps the doctor away. Yesterday,
yes, it does.
You're out here in the cold and you saw up close Travis d'Arnaud's home run. What's impressed you about him in general, and how about that shot last night in Game 1?
Well, I tell you, I saw that ball headed toward the apple, and I couldn't believe it. I was just going to hit the apple. And the only other guy I've seen do that is Thru Bottom. And I'll tell you, he hurt the apple last night. And this guy has a compact swing, and it's short, and he uses his legs.
You know what they say about partying in New York?
What they say?
Don't eat the whole apple, just take a bite out of it. That's what it looked like right there.
And that's why there's a bandage in there.
How many bites did you take?
Oh, just one bite. Just one bite.
Yeah, today. In the next spot, it's Michael Conforto. I wasn't even going there or asking Pedro. In the 7th hole, Michael Conforto. He hasn't played against lefties, but against righties, we've seen that bat speed, and he looks like he could be the future here for this team.
Yeah, just like Schwarber with the Cubs. You know, this kid right here, this kid has true bat speed. He don't care if you're an ace. He don't care who you are, right-handed, left-handed. This guy's trying to ambush you. And I just love the way this guy plays. He plays like a linebacker. You know, his dad was a linebacker. So this is what you're getting as a baseball player. You're getting a football player on a baseball field.
I love that.
And those are the kind of players you want. This guy got a bright future.
You look up, obviously, when you see Conforto, and then you get to Wilmer Flores and Noah Syndergaard. For the New York Mets, it's really been a lot, guys, about Curtis Granderson and Daniel Murphy and the approaches they have. Pedro, we talked about this last night, but I want to ask you about Cespedes. How would you pitch to him differently? Forget the baseball card. What your eyes are seeing, if you're Arrieta, do you pitch him differently now?
Yes, I do. I actually keep the ball away from him, and I try not to give him anything he would feel comfortable with. Elevate the ball a lot, especially on a cold night, and keep the ball away from him, because it seems to be just pulling his whole body to try to hit the ball out to left field.
You saw Noah Syndergaard. He'll be bringing the heat. We talked about the Cubs against the fastballs, the lowest batting average in the National League at 229. Chris Bryant, the best at it. We'll see whether or not he can get locked in against Syndergaard. Michael Conforto and the Mets. Joe Madden's Cubs, Game 2. Coverage of the National League Championship Series continues. Our MLB on TBS set here at Citi Field in Queens. Much more to come. Get you ready after this.
Boom.
Now, we got
Do you really think that's a good idea?
If everyone jumped off a cliff, would you do it too?
You'll lose interest. It's just a phase.
It hurts me more than it hurts you.
Where are your manners? Were you raised by wolves?
You're gonna give me a heart attack. When you have kids, you'll understand.
This is the life of a rebel. Sorry, Mom.
Hey, you know what time it is? Postseason time. That means time to get your favorite team's gear at MLB.com shop. Official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, we got them. Official bats and balls, check. Real deal postseason memorabilia, you know it. What do you want? Stuff for him, stuff for her, stuff for the kids. We got it. Get your piece of the postseason right here at MLB.com shop and get shopping.
MLB postseason pregame show, live from New York on TBS, is brought to you by Chrysler.
Coming up tomorrow, the ALCS gets back going as we get ready for Game 2. They get ready for a pivotal Game 3 up in Toronto. They did it in the last series. Can the Jays bounce back again? Marcus Stroman on the hill, Johnny Cueto, great matchup. All gets going at 8 o'clock Eastern on FS1 tomorrow night. Gentlemen, for our game, it's not even an elephant in the room. It's out there. Lester down. If Arrieta goes down, is this series over after 2? Is this a must-win? If you're in that Cubs locker room, do you look at it that way?
Well, when you look at the two guys that they're facing right now, the two best guys that the Chicago Cubs can throw at you, I think this will be a confidence boost to the Mets if they win today. But Arrieta must give the Chicago Cubs a win, or else I have a hard time believing they're going to overcome that.
Yeah, I think it's real hard to overcome, 2 games. The Mets pitching staff is deeper than the Cubs, and I just see this not going 7 games because right now it don't get any easier for the Cubs. The radar gun is going to keep going up, and it's going to keep going up, and then if it gets to the bullpen, they have Bartolo Colon in the bullpen to stretch the innings, and they got one of the top closers in baseball.
In the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friends. Okay? I don't think it's a must-win because they're going back to Chicago. And see, they got the spirit of Ernie Banks, who died this year. They got Harry Carey, and they got Ron Santo. I'm telling you.
What about the GOAT?
The GOAT, the GOAT's gone. They already ate the cheese.
What about the black cat?
The black cat, he's gone too.
Well,
I'm just telling you.
How come they didn't have the spirit when you were picking the Cardinals to beat them last week?
Well, hey, man, it can't be
Is Bradman around? Is Bradman around?
Where was the spirit then? Let me ask you.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
I'm serious about that.
Yeah.
See, I just think that the Cubs ain't going to quit. It's not going to be that
they're not gonna
because
quit.
the thing about the Cubs, they're going to have 1 or 2 games that they're going to outslug you and they're going to hit the ball out of the ball.
Are they going to win?
But
Are they going to win tonight?
Yes, they are.
But the radar gun ain't going to go down.
No, it ain't going to go down.
Who wins tonight?
Triple digits.
Oh, I got the Cubs tonight.
Okay, I got Arrieta.
I got the Cubs tonight.
I have a hard time going against
Yeah.
but I think the Cubs need a win. That is something I know for sure.
Yeah, and that's the truth. They need a win, and they will get it. But I just don't think it's a must-win.
One thing to watch tonight, guys, the Cubs relying on the home run to score. They've scored most of their runs that way in the postseason.
Yes,
they
sir.
may need a lone bowler, too, if they're going to win this game tonight.
That's why Fowler needs to get on base.
All right, we're adjourned. We've got much more coming up post-game. For game number 2, the crowd is pretty pumped up here on set. You guys aren't cold, are you? Nobody's cold out here.
Cold.
I wasn't asking you. We know Dusty's not.
Cold.
We'll see you after the game. We send it out for the call of game 2. Ernie Johnson, Cal Ripken, and Ron Darling. Take it away.
The quest. It's a journey. 82 games, one common goal. The quest starts now.
Winning an NBA championship takes a lot of commitment.
You have to be prepared every single night. The battle.
Stop and know ya. I don't know, but I've been told ya. After golden, like Sharona, knock it over. Time to go for that pot of gold. They say kings never die.
This is the quest. The NBA on TNT.
I want to get the new iPhone as a little birthday treat for myself.
Oh, great. Well, when you get an iPhone with AT&T, you get the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal. So happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. But actually, my birthday's not for another 5 months. I just wanted the new iPhone, but now I feel guilty because you went and got me an awesome network.
Actually, we offer that to everybody.
You and that guy?
Yep.
You didn't even look.
He's part of everybody.
Get the new iPhone at AT&T and the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal. And right now, get $300 credit for every line you switch.
True luxury is not just a heated leather seat or refined chrome accents. It's the places it will take you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most luxurious vehicle in its class. Get 0% APR financing on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee for well-qualified buyers, plus $500 Jeep Celebration bonus cash. The most awarded, rewarding SUV ever.
This is the sound of a car engine. Hidden within is damaging surface wear, up to 75% of which happens during warm-up. But new Castrol GTX Magnatec has intelligent molecules that cling, providing an extra layer of protection from the start. New Castrol GTX Magnatec, instant protection from the moment you start.
I built my business with passion, but I keep it growing by making every dollar count. That's why I have the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy for my studio. And that unlimited 2% cash back from Spark means thousands of dollars each year going back into my business.
And that's huge for my bottom line.
What's in your wallet?
A Belvedere martini.
Of course.
Shaken, not stirred. Excellent choice, Mr. Bond.
Still haven't tried FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues? Over 1 million fans have already won money. Choose a league. They start at $1. Pick your team. Done. Winners get paid the next day and there's no season-long commitment. FanDuel pays out $75 million a week. Get off the sidelines and get some. Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back. Guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, enter promo code PUNTER. That's PUNTER.
Ours is a nation born of unknown heroes.
What exactly have I found?
The greatest secret in the history of our country.
John Case at your service, Madam Vice President.
No kidding?
No kidding.
Impressive.
Everyone in this lineup's got pop.
There's one, there's two, double play. Yes, he did. My goodness, he struck him out. That ball is gone. Here comes the throw to the plate. He is safe. They will roar here at Citi Field. Game one was dominated by the Dark Knight. One night later, one of baseball's elite pitchers will try to even the score. The 2015 National League Championship Series coverage on TBS is presented by Exxon and Mobil. Moments away from the start of Game 2 of the NLCS between the Cubs and the Mets. Welcome back to Citi Field, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Cal Ripken and Ron Darling. Simply put, last night, Matt Harvey at his best, Ron.
You know, when you think about it, when he used to pitch here, they used to call it Matt Harvey Day. Well, September, it was like another Matt Harvey story every day. But last night, and in the postseason now, the reins have been taken off, and that hasn't been better all season long. R.A. Dickey, Cy Young Award winner, they parlayed him into Noah Syndergaard, the hard-throwing right-hander. 7 of those wins came out of his 9 came at home, and Travis d'Arnaud, who doesn't have a lot of hits in the postseason, but has 2 huge home runs here at Citi Field last night, almost damaging the apple.
Took it to straightaway center field, and that was a home run that thrilled Mets fans to the core. But hey, okay, so the Cubs lose game 1. They lost game 1 to the Cardinals too, and then won 3 in a row, and they've got their best going tonight.
Yeah, they're not really worried. It's just one game to them, and they have their ace on the mound in Jake Arrieta, a leading candidate for the Cy Young. Had a great second half. .75 ERA in the second half, 12-0, .99 ERA in the last 15 road starts. I don't have to read all this stuff. He's just really good.
There you go.
They hit the ball really well last night. Sometimes into a little bit of dumb luck. Sometimes the Mets defense kept them off the board. What a great throw from Cespedes last night, cutting down a run here. And this is one of those dumb luck ones if you're the Cubs. Bounces off of Harvey twice and still gets thrown out at first base. And this, an unbelievable play to end the game last night. So they played pretty well. They're optimistic. They got their number 1 on the hill, and they feel pretty good about swinging the bats.
You know, in Cubs franchise history, which dates back to 1876, they've never had a pitcher win 3 games in one postseason. It's never happened. It could tonight if Jake Arrieta wins game 2 and ties this series at a game apiece. The first pitch coming right up here on TBS.
I've seen what's coming to destroy us. You're not qualified for what happens next.
The
Last Witch Hunter. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Brisket is a cut of beef that's been smoked for at least 13 hours. Bacon is a present pigs give you when you're good. Flatbread is a shape of bread. Arby's, we have the meats.
It's hard to believe you can book over 11,000 local activities right from our app. It's even harder to believe it took you this long to come here. Expedia, technology that connects you to the people and places that matter.
When a moment turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and the free 30-tablet trial.
True luxury is not just a heated leather seat or refined chrome accents. It's the places it will take you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most luxurious vehicle in its class. Get 0% APR financing on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee for well-qualified buyers, plus $500 Jeep Celebration bonus cash. The most awarded, rewarding SUV ever.
This 2015 NLCS telecast on TBS is brought to you by T-Mobile. Share your passion for a chance to win World Series tickets from T-Mobile. #TheBig7. By Exxon and Mobil, proud Plenty partners. By DirecTV, call 1-800-DirecTV. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years.
Last championship for the Mets, 1986. A member of our crew remembers those days quite fondly. Ron Darling, a member of that New York team. Citi Field, here we are in New York, 41 degrees. It is a clear night, and it is extremely crisp as we check out the batting order presented by Exxon and Mobil. Dexter Fowler leads it off in center field. Kyle Schwarber going deep in game one, hits second. Then it's Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo in the cleanup spot, followed by Starlin Castro. Chris Coughlin gets the start in right field. Then it's Miguel Montero, Javier Baez, and Jake Arrieta.
On the defensive side, Noah Syndergaard is pitching tonight to Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. Going around the infield, you got Wilmer Flores and Daniel Murphy, the double play combination with Wright and Duda on the corners. Heading out to the outfield, Michael Conforto's big left-handed bat in the lineup tonight. Cespedes in center, and the red-hot Curtis Granderson in right field.
Well, Noah Syndergaard's first start in the major leagues was at Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs, and here he gets them in the postseason. You see 19 home runs allowed. 6 of those came in the first inning. That'll be something to watch. Here as he goes against the powerful Cubbies.
Hey, Ron, Syndergaard says, too, because he was asked about that first start at Wrigley Field. He says, look, it's a night and day kind of thing right now. He says he's changed mechanically, and he's changed mentally. What have you seen from him as the season has gone on?
He's just grown up, Bernie and Cal. You know, right before your eyes, he's gone from a guy who likes to throw 100 miles an hour to a guy who can come in and throw the curveball for a strike. His changeup has gotten better. The maturity and how quick it has come has just been fun to watch.
Let's pay a quick visit before the first pitch to Sam Ryan. Sammy.
And Ernie, you know what? Terry Collins with a slight hesitation before naming Noah Syndergaard as his Game 2 starter. He really wanted to see how he responded after pitching out of the bullpen in Game 5 of the NLDS, something he had never done before. He started Game 2 of that series with the Mets through 115 pitches, and for 2 days after that, Terry said that he was feeling sore, referring to his starter, Noah Syndergaard. So yesterday he waited until he spoke with His young pitcher, Noah, walked into his office, said, "I'm not stiff, I'm not sore, I am good to go, guys."
All right, thank you very much, Sam. Syndergaard finishing up his warm-up tosses. He throws hard through 1,421 pitches this season of at least 95 miles an hour.
How many 100 miles an hour? That's what I want to know.
You know, it'll be interesting, Cal, is that he was given the blueprint on how to go against this Chicago Cubs team by Harvey last night. A lot of change-ups, a lot of breaking balls early. Let's see if Syndergaard also tries to do that in first.
Dexter Fowler steps in to lead it off. Glad you're with us here for Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. And the first pitch swung on and missed. And we are underway. Fowler went 0 for 4 in the opener. Hitting .250 in this postseason. And he swung through that 0-2. 98.
The Thor hammers are out. Good move there by Fowler. Quiet the crowd down. Slow Syndergaard down.
The 0-2.
It's interesting when you're at the plate, and my experience in Yankee Stadium, when you get 2 strikes and the fans start yelling for the strikeout,
right,
you want to quiet that down. You want to get out of the box and say, okay, I'll make you start all over again.
Fowler waiting on Syndergaard. And again fouls it back.
One great thing about Major League hitters, doesn't matter how hard you throw, the more fastballs he's seen, the better Fowler's swings have been.
And that's what Don Mattingly said in the other series. Once you're facing velocity, you start to get used to that as a team.
Took it off. 81 miles with the curveball and missed. A ball and 2 strikes. Fowler's been a great leadoff hitter for Joe Madden. 4th in runs scored in the National League with 102. Number 7 in walks with 84. He will strike out. And he watches that one 2-2.
That was really impressive, laying off that changeup.
Curveball changeup combination. Changeup at 90 miles an hour.
Here comes the heat right now.
Well hit. Murphy plays it off his chest and throws him out. Well, the guy who ended Game 1 with a spectacular diving stop has the first ball hit to him here in Game 2.
Just made himself, Cal, into kind of a roadblock on that. And you talked about it in the open. Another bullet off the bat of the Cubs right at him. A
good swing, good at bat overall. Gives the second and the third hitter a chance to see what he's got working.
Well, here's Kyle Schwarber. Curveball to start him off. 0-1.
Yeah, Schwarber said something yesterday talking about Harvey ready for the heat, and he came with the off-speed pitches right away, and he's behind in the count.
Tried to check, and he couldn't. Eric Cooper down there at third base said he went. Tim Timmons is behind the plate. Ted Barrett at first, Paul Emmel at second, Cooper at third, Bill Miller down the left field line as Schwarber goes down swinging. Rob Drake is the umpire down the right field line. 2 up and 2 down here in the first.
Well, after that home run on the fastball last night, curveball, changeup.
I was about to say the exact same thing. They tried to sneak a fastball past him a couple times last night. Couldn't get it past him.
Now here's Chris Bryant. He was 0 for 3 in the opener. Bryant just 3 for 23 in this postseason, which includes the Cardinals series and that wild card win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. He does have a home run, a couple runs batted in. A 26 home run, 99 RBI guy during the regular season, and pretty much a lock to win National League Rookie of the Year. Chevrolet pitch tracks.
Shocking. 2/3 come with that heat.
The 1-1. In the air. Into right. But out of play.
The wind is really blowing from left to right, so anything down that line is going to blow into the stands.
I know we talked about this last night with Harvey, but I think it's so critical to establish your pitches early in the game. Syndergaard has actually got some curveballs over the plate, thrown some really good changeups and some really good fastballs. So you leave that thought in the hitter's mind.
Missed with a breaking pitch. Count even 2-2.
It's especially important with 2 strikes. If you got to cover all 3 of those, you're in trouble.
Well hit, base hit into left. So Bryant aboard with 2 down here in the first.
Again, he tries to sneak a fastball past him. And Bryant shows how quick his hands are.
Again, a cool evening here at Citi Field. Cooler than it was last night with that breeze blowing, and kind of played tricks last night. The ball Darno hit out. Ball Schwarber hit out. There was a ball that Flores hit down the line and left that both dugouts thought was going to be gone. And it's like it hit a brick wall out there and left last night.
Well, this is part of the game you have to watch. Syndergaard gave up 60 runs this year, 14 in the first inning. One of the reasons he's very vulnerable to the stolen base.
You think about Bryant and all of his power numbers, you almost overlook the fact he stole 13 bags in his rookie season. Rizzo waiting on a 1-0 from Syndergaard. And that's over for a strike. Count even.
Rizzo just trying not to get drilled all night tonight like he did last night. Hit by a pitch, hit on the hand, trying to get back to first base.
Yeah, talk about unlucky. It wasn't about hitting balls at people. It was about him getting hit.
Opponents successful. 17 out of 18 stolen bases, including the postseason, with Syndergaard on the mound. He fooled him there with the change. 1-2.
You might let Rizzo swing the bat early in the count, but once he's gotten 2 strikes now, it might be a nice opportunity to try a steal.
Missed down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Anthony Rizzo, when he first came up, he looked like a guy who was just going to be a power hitter. He is just a complete hitter now.
Complete player all the way around.
Yes, he is.
Really good at first base.
We await the 20th pitch of the first inning by Noah Syndergaard. Runner going, and Rizzo strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the first for Syndergaard as the Mets come to the plate.
On Full Frontal, Sam reveals the winner of the 2016 Nobel Peace Prize.
President Donald Trump. I got a Trump stamp and everything.
You're gonna regret that.
Why? He didn't say something stupid, did he?
Full Frontal with Samantha Bee this January on TBS.
You think if I had glasses, it could look like Bernie Sanders?
Luxury is being pulled in a new direction, drawn to an idea whose time has come. Built with a revolutionary carbon core that is lighter, leaner, stronger. Because the best way to predict the future is to create it. Introducing the most innovative vehicle in its class, the all-new BMW 7 Series. Driving luxury.
won't believe it till you see it. But at Cricket Wireless, you can get smartphones like the LG Rizio or the Nokia Lumia 635 for as low as $19.99 when you bring your number. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Cooking, Chief. We gotta ship this oil portrait to the law office of Carver and Sons in Philadelphia.
When the unexpected strikes, will you be ready? Join the over 1 million small businesses who trust the Hartford to help them prevail.
Hello, Kent Jennings. I haven't seen you since that TV quiz show.
Hello, Watson. You can see now?
I can recognize people, analyze images, and watch movies.
Well, I wrote a few books. I did a speaking tour.
I've been helping people plan for retirement, and I help doctors identify cancer treatments.
Is that all?
I've recently learned Japanese.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic.
I haven't learned sarcasm yet.
I can help with that.
This is perfect, celebrating our anniversary with a strawberry shortcake shake.
Wait, what anniversary?
Of coming here yesterday? You totally forgot.
No, here, look, I got you something.
Oh my gosh, is it a watch?
Have your cake and drink it too. New ice cream cake, shakes, and cones. This is how you Sonic.
All right, back here at Citi Field, tonight's batting order for the Mets presented by Exxon and Mobil. Curtis Granderson once again in the leadoff spot, followed by David Wright. Daniel Murphy been in the middle of everything in this postseason for the Mets. Hits third. Then it's Cespedes in the cleanup spot. Lucas Duda trying to break out of a prolonged slump in the 5-hole. Then it's Travis d'Arnaud, Michael Conforto, Wilmer Flores, and Noah Syndergaard doing the pitching. There is Jake Arrieta, maybe the Cy Young Award winner in the National League.
Well, you saw his numbers. Cal told you his last 15 road starts, 12-0.
Inside to Granderson, 1-0.
And how about no sleeves on a night like this?
This is missing his location by a long way, isn't it?
Possibly.
I think it was designed to go away.
Shift is out for Granderson early.
There's a strike to even the count at 1-1.
As unhittable as he seemed at the second half, he shows a little vulnerability in the playoffs.
That little cutter that he'll throw. He's got like 2 or 3 different styles of breaking pitches. Cutter, slider, a bigger curve to go along with that sinking fastball.
Granderson waiting on a 1-2. Breaking pitch stayed outside. 2-2. Granderson with 7 runs batted in the postseason. 2 of those last night, as the Mets took the opener 4-2. That ball's going to get into right field through the shift for a leadoff single. Matt Weiner also with us tonight. Matt, what you got?
Hey, Jake. Jake Arrieta is 2-0 in the postseason so far, but as Cal mentioned, for the first time in months, he has pitched like a carbon-based life form, including giving up 4 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings in Game 3 of the NLDS when he uncharacteristically lacks command. Fatigue, possibly a factor. He's pitched more than 243 innings. That's nearly 90 more than his previous career high, but short-term fatigue might be the thing. He told me he's learning to adjust to playoff atmospheres and learning to acclimate himself to them to handle the environments. A change he said he would make today would be to plan beginning his preparations later in the day because the adrenaline would already be flowing.
I remember him speaking after that wild card game that it was even more intense than he thought it was going to be in Pittsburgh. He went the distance in that game. Upstairs to David Wright, 2-0.
That was telling about his feelings in there by admitting that afterwards, that atmosphere, that environment in Pittsburgh got to him a little bit.
Arrieta has not allowed a run in his last 25 starts, and that includes the 2 in the postseason. David Wright's been struggling at the plate, and he cuts through that. 2-1. Wright 1 for 19 in the postseason. That's an 0.53 clip, but he did have that big hit in Game 1 in Los Angeles. Granderson with the lead at first. Arrieta at the belt. There goes Granderson. Fly ball center field. Pretty well hit. Fowler goes back. He won't get there. Granderson will score easily. Wright standing at second with an RBI double. After 25 starts without allowing a run in the first inning, the Mets get to Arrieta here in Game 2.
Looks like a fastball just out over the plate. And that's 2 balls hit really hard off of Arrieta.
You know,
Fowler was playing a little shallow, kind of got lost on the way back. And maybe it's because the wind feels like it's hitting you. It doesn't seem like the ball carried, but that ball carried pretty well.
Just like Castro's ball over Lagares said in yesterday's ball game.
Here's Daniel Murphy. Well, what has Daniel Murphy not done in this postseason?
Swing and miss, I don't think.
That was the first.
Now he has.
Hitting .320, 4 home runs and 6 runs batted in. He's homered in 3 straight postseason games. That's deep to right. Keep your eye on it. Foul ball.
A little cutter left over the plate by Lester, and he went up in the Pepsi porch. Very rarely do you see a ball hit by Murph up there.
Arrieta's ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Wright with a lead at second. Tried to check his swing, and he did.
It's interesting that Murphy is hitting most of these pitches middle of the plate in. Only at bat he did not look good on yesterday was the ball away. That was away there.
That's in the air to right. That's pretty deep. That ball is gone. Daniel Murphy has struck again.
What did Matt Weiner say about a carbon-based life form? Murph is in a tree right now.
They're demanding a curtain call here at Citi Field as Cespedes steps in and watches that one 1-0. Here he comes. Arrieta into the wide. And there's a strike, 1-1. 3 Mets to the plate here in the first. 3 hits. 3 runs. Single by Granderson, double by Wright. Home run for Daniel Murphy.
I think it really tells you how the wind is really rushing out to right field. Murph didn't really catch that like he caught the pitch yesterday, but kind of just blew it right over that right field wall.
Cespedes was 0 for 4 in the opener, struck out twice. And he has struck out 10 times in the postseason, hitting just .208. But he has hit 2 home runs. Nibbled, missed, 3-2.
It seems like his velocity is down just a bit in this first inning. I've been watching pretty carefully the radar gun. 93, 94, I think he's hit 95 once.
Cespedes pops it up. Rizzo, long run, and just does make the catch.
This is a curveball. It stays, well, actually it's a pretty good curveball. I thought it stayed up a little more. He gets out in front, almost one-hands it, get a little extra extension from the bottom hand. Sneaks it right inside the foul pole.
Well, here's Lucas Duda. 2 for 18 in the postseason, 11 strikeouts. Came in to play first last night, didn't start. Been a lot of talk about Daniel Murphy over the past couple of days, and well, I heard about the curse of the GOAT with the Chicago Cubs, and the GOAT was named Murphy.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a regular season game or a postseason game. Jake Arrieta has been so good this year. You've got to consider the team you're playing for. They can score tons of runs. Just go back to basics, hold the Mets here, and wait for your offense to get going.
The 0-2. Oh, when you think back to game 1 of this series too, it's like they brought the tying run to the plate in the 9th inning. And as Cal pointed out as we came on the air, a lot of balls hit right at him. And Schwarber did go deep. That's inside the Duda. 2-2. But the Cubs managing just 5 hits in the opener, 2 5-0. The Mets 4 8-1. And Mets pitching with 10 strikeouts, which is not a big surprise against a Cub team that led baseball in that department. And Duda, for the 12th time in this postseason, a strikeout victim. Another look at the home run by Daniel Murphy.
Top step in it.
That's the Cubs' Jason Mott on SMH. Shaking my head.
Well, it was interesting on that swing by Murphy. He one-handed it, like you said. It's almost like he back-legged it, dropped his back knee down so he could get down to hit that ball. We've seen Adrian Beltre do that for the Texas Rangers at times.
Quite a few times.
Yeah.
Arrieta's got the movement back on his fastball a little bit. The pitch he struck Duda out with had a nice run on it at 94. That ball had a nice run on it as well.
Travis d'Arnaud waiting on a 2-0. He homered last night. 2 balls and 1 strike. Of course, that was that shot to straightaway center field. It hit the apple. And they put a Band-Aid over it today.
Did it really put a hole in the apple? Just a cute idea.
I think it was probably just for effect. 3 balls, 1 strike to the Mets catcher. So that was the Band-Aid. They had it there in pregame, but have since taken it off. It's better when the air gets to it, I assume.
It's an advertising opportunity there.
You're always thinking, Iron Man. 3-2. And strike 3 called to Darno. But the Mets get on the board with a homer from guess who? Daniel Murphy. A 3-run first. We'll be back.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Today we're going to talk about trucks.
Works for me.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing?
Ford. I would say the Ram.
Okay, let's move to the second door. Best V8 horsepower.
The Ram. I say Ford on the V8.
Chevy.
What about this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
A Ford?
There's no reason why they shouldn't be.
Let's see how you did. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
No way.
Chevy.
Wow.
That's a clean sweep.
Huh, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it?
I get the gist, yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema before it's available on Netflix or Redbox.
I wanted to tell you I was sorry. I promise I'm going to make it up to you.
Emma. Emma.
Even though this is happening in California, you will feel it on the East Coast. We need to warn people. Now.
I got you.
San Andreas. Movies start at Channel 125.
For exciting NBA action all season long, get NBA League Pass. Oh my goodness. Catch the live games you want to see on your TV, phone, computer, or tablet.
Look out, he's not human!
It's your courtside season ticket to the drives, dishes, and dunks of the association. Get NBA League Pass for 5 payments of only $39.99. To order NBA League Pass today, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directtv.com/NBA.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Top half of the second inning. Daniel Murphy has homered twice off Clayton Kershaw. Took Zach Greinke deep, John Lester, and now Jake Arrieta.
Oh, bottom dweller, huh?
Noah Syndergaard facing Starlin Castro as we move to the top half of the second inning.
Castro took some nice at-bats. That doubled center field and a line drive out to Murphy.
Always talk about the shutdown innings after your team gets you on the board. And the Mets providing Syndergaard with 3 in the first. 2.58 the ERA for the rookie.
His ERA during the regular season 3.24, so a little better in shutdown innings as Arrieta tries to compose himself.
Fouled back by Castro. The count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castro wearing number 13 says, you may think it's unlucky, but it's not unlucky for me. 3-time All-Star. Made the transition from everyday shortstop to second baseman. 2-2.
Well, the Cubs are making Syndergaard work here. 25 pitches, no outs here in the second.
I was trying to figure out why Castro was rubbing dirt on his hands. Sometimes the pine tar gets a little too sticky. Gotta take a little off.
Had a notion and held up. And down at first, Ted Barrett said, no swing.
I gotta imagine this is gonna look like more like a swing from the side here, but no, he held it up nice. A lot of body movement, but he held his hands back really nice.
On the ground to third, David Wright. One down.
Hits this ball pretty well. Well, that's last hop almost bit him, but he caught it and then made a nice little sidearm flip to first. We used to call that a dead fish. I don't know if they use that terminology anymore.
Just for my handshake.
Good one.
All in jest. Chris Coughlin, starting right fielder for Chicago tonight. Breaking pitch and a pretty one. 0-1.
When I mentioned earlier that Syndergaard's first start was at Wrigley Field against the Cubs, Coughlin got him for a home run. That's why he's in the lineup.
Coughlin was the National League Rookie of the Year back in 2009 with the Marlins. Then he had a serious left knee injury the next year. And it bothered him for a season or two. That's in the air to right field. Granderson is back at the track, at the wall, leaping, and he made that catch. Granderson timed it perfectly. That ball just kept going and going.
I thought Coughlin thought he got this one. A two-strike fastball, first fastball he sees. I thought it hung up a little bit. It didn't carry as well. Nice time jump.
See him feeling for that wall. And the good veteran outfielders know how much room they have before they get to that wall.
Ronnie, I know you know that feeling. When they have one of your fielders save you one, as Granderson did for Syndergaard. Here's Montero.
If you're pitching and your first start in the major league, someone took you deep and he hits another one like that, and Coughlin's like dumbfounded. You gotta be kidding me.
His reaction when he hit it, thought he got it. Thought he got enough to get it out of here.
0-1 to Montero. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's another look. Granderson going high to the orange padding to take that one away from Coughlin.
We got an 8-foot high fence out there?
8 foot high. Granderson's been here 2 years. First time he's ever brought one back.
He picked a good time. If you ask Mets fans. Inside corner, strike 3 called. And Syndergaard has his 3rd strikeout. We head to the bottom of the second.
So here I am in the middle of nowhere with my customer, and I turn around and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Oh, right at the good part.
Hey, Dave.
I got it.
I got it.
What? We got a meeting at noon.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry, Rob. You're covered.
Okay, sorry. Where was I?
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
How do you say breakfast in Korean?
아침 식사.
How long does milk last?
1 week after the sell-by date. How much vitamin C is in an orange?
Set timer for 12 minutes.
Okay, 12 minutes.
Where can we find donuts around here?
Coffee? What about crepes? How about a bagel?
What is the most important meal of the day?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Being detected was not an option. If I was recognized, the whole operation was blown. The element of surprise was imperative. Wow. He won't even recognize you. Seriously. I don't even recognize myself. And thanks to my Cash Rewards credit card from Navy Federal with never expiring rewards, it's gonna be a killer honeymoon.
Woo! Maui!
Boom.
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
The pole is second. Wait, where's third?
There.
St. Denny. Theo, left. Shut down on 3 and run out to your position. 1, 2, 3. Goes on 3.
Amen. Let's play ball.
That's 3. That's 2.
However you play ball, play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
We welcome you back. ALCS resumes tomorrow. FS1 has got the Royals and Blue Jays at 8. Game 4 is Tuesday afternoon at 4 on FS1. We're back at you on TBS with Game 3. 8 o'clock here on TBS. We'll be at Wrigley Field. Bottom half of the second. Jake Arrieta goes back to work. Facing Michael Conforto, who's shortened up as if to bunt. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Baez, the only infielder on the left side, playing a deep short.
We saw Granderson yesterday leading off the ball game, try to do it twice.
You got to leave some doubt in that shift. You just can't go over there and play as far back as they want. I still think we might see an actual bunt against the shift in this series.
Missed with the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Last time Jake Arrieta found himself down 3-0 in a game, it was July 25th. And that was the game when Cole Hamels, still with the Phillies, no-hit him. That's the last game Arrieta lost. July 25th. It's been that dominant a season and that great a second half for Arrieta. 22 wins in the regular season, 2 here in the post, and as we pointed out as we came on the air, there's never been a Cubs pitcher to win 3 games in a single postseason, ever. He can be the first tonight. But the Cubs are going to have to come back to do it. Conforto goes down swinging for out number 1. Tom Goodwin, the first base coach of the Mets, wearing a wire tonight. Check this out.
Atta baby! Nice job, baby. Got no outs. 3's on 9. Paul, how you
doing? That's called unbridled enthusiasm.
Oh, yes, it is.
Tom Goodwin's
I thought it was a little bridled.
Line drive to second, right in the glove of Castro for the second out. 4th season as the Mets first base coach here in 2015. 369 career stolen bases and stole home 3 times, did Tom Goodwin.
He could fly down to first base.
Known more as a singles hitter, but I'm in his book. Took me deep.
Last stop in his career was the Chicago Cubs. There's Noah Syndergaard. Another of those Mets pitchers who likes to swing the bat. Went 3 for 3 in a game against the Phillies with a home run.
They got a right-hander, DeGrom, who hits left-handed. Syndergaard, right-handed, hits left-handed. Zach Wheeler, who'll be back at the All-Star break, a right-hander that swings left-handed. And Steven Matz, who throws left-handed but hits right-handed.
1-2 to the Mets starting pitcher. Every time I see Syndergaard and DeGrom, I think of Dennis Eckersley and the admiration he would have for the moss. These two guys are sporting. Count full. There's DeGrom, who gets the ball Tuesday at Wrigley Field. A 1-2-3 inning for Jake Arrieta. 2 innings in the books. Mets with the early lead.
Exxon and Mobil give you energy for all life's journeys, because where we go is who we are. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here. Exxon and Mobil are proud Plenty partners. Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
Chrysler continues to break new ground in fuel efficiency, quality, and innovation, which is impressive. But doing it for 90 years is a reason to celebrate. And there's even more to celebrate with 0% APR for 72 months at the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration event. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus up to $1,500 total bonus cash on 2015 Chrysler vehicles.
Not to disparage whoever invented the cow, but why doesn't it come smoked and covered in jalapenos? Does Arby's have to do everything around here? Arby's, we have the meats.
You should see this crowd outside. It's like, can't really wait for you to come up with a metaphor, man. I'm not okay losing.
Is there a plan?
The plan will reveal itself to you when you're ready to see it.
Will I have to drop acid?
Couldn't hurt.
The comeback of a superstar.
Steve, it's time.
Steve Jobs, rated R.
This is Bob. Bob's on a first date, so he's not thinking about where to buy his next set of tires. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com.
Right now, he can get up to a $120 Visa prepaid card when he buys a set of 4 select Kumho tires. For details, he'd go to TireRack.com/Kumho offer.
But Bob's not thinking about tires. Bob's thinking, should I tell her about that thing in her teeth? TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
The operatives are back, fighting to protect threatened and endangered species.
The whole team is ready to do something.
My team is equipped to handle the most dangerous missions, ready to protect our fragile planet.
I'm just hoping that we get the adrenaline going. We're gonna have to bring everything we've got. We're really feeling the pressure.
It's good to be on mission right now. It's gonna be epic.
The operatives, all new season tonight on Pivot.
Here's a look at tonight's forecaster presented by FanDuel. 60% of all the pitches thrown in the regular season by Noah Syndergaard, 95 or above. And here it is tonight, Ron.
Yeah, he is a Texas gunslinger, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. Triple digits right there.
Only you could find something bad out of that graphic.
I just want to see 100. You got to have something different than the Flames for 100. What can we have?
Javier Baez leads it off in the third. Maybe the whole graphic would just explode.
That's good. I like that. The whole box explodes.
The 1-0. Baez in there as the starting shortstop for the Cubs due to the injury to Addison Russell. Rookie shortstop who, legging out a triple, pulled a hamstring in the Cardinals series in Game 3 and still unable to go for the NLCS.
That's got to be killing him. Got a chance to play, was playing really well. Good chance to be in the playoffs.
Baez has impressed too. I mean, you got Baez, you got Castro, you got Russell up the middle. Can move him around, and that's right off the end of the bat as Baez stays alive.
Well, you asked a lot of people associated with the Cubs. They said once Russell moved to shortstop, this team took off. He was almost, even at 21 years old, the rock of that defense.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 4 for Syndergaard. The StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services, got a breakdown of the catch by Curtis Granderson.
I want to see the vertical on the StatCast on that. How high did he get?
9 feet 3 inches.
All right.
That came in the second. We are playing in the third, and Jake Arrieta steps in.
I'm beginning to think we won't see 100 miles an hour tonight from him. And remember, he came in relief, and he also got up, 4 times in the pen.
Ball and 2 strikes. That was a decision that Terry Collins made, with was a lot of thought went into that. Do I use this kid in that setting in Los Angeles in that decisive 5th game? He went with his gut. Turned out great.
Well, they were going through the middle of the lineup, which includes Adrian Gonzalez, and he had to go with the best arm that he had, and that night it was Syndergaard.
Breaking pitch. Stayed high. 2-2. Arrieta can swing the bat. 2 home runs in the regular season. And he strikes out here. Handful of strikeouts for Syndergaard. 2 down here in the third.
Well, just blew him away with the 4-seam fastball upstairs. So the first time through the lineup, 5 strikeouts for Syndergaard. 5 strikeouts last night for Matt Harvey. First time through the lineup.
Back to the top of the order now, and Dexter Fowler, who grounded sharply to second his first time. It's a ball that Daniel Murphy just sacrificed the body, knocked it down, and threw him out.
Curveball first pitch, then comes back with a 1-0 changeup. He's done a good job of getting those secondary pitches over so he can utilize his fastball with 2 strikes.
The wiggle of the finger is the 2-seamer.
Over for a strike, 2-1.
2-seamer for Syndergaard will have a little bit of run on it, a little bit of sink, but he throws so hard it doesn't have any time to sink.
Syndergaard has allowed only 1 base runner. First inning single by Chris Bryant. And now he issues the 2-out walk to Dexter Fowler here in the third.
Well, that's what makes this Cubs team so dangerous, is you think you going to have an easier inning. You get behind a hitter, you give up a base on balls, and you're facing a guy like Schwarber.
This is what he did in game 1. A mammoth shot to right center field.
He's probably thinking, I wonder if I'm going to get a fastball this time.
You always seem to be one swing away from getting back in the game.
Fowler edges away from first, and here's the pitch. Big cut. Came up empty. 0-1. Cubs have scored 26 runs in the postseason, 19 of them via the home run. That's a 73% figure. And of course, Schwarber with a solo shot last night. And Syndergaard jumps out ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
It's almost like the game plan coming in is that we are not throwing this kid a fastball unless we have to. 2 straight breaking balls by Syndergaard.
You can learn that from Harvey last night. He had a good fastball, and then trying to get a fastball up in the strike zone, left it over the plate. Line drive right past his ear. So he's ready and geared for the fastball. 5 straight off-speed pitches to him.
It was just a show pitch outside. No intention of throwing that first strike. Probably back to the changeup or curveball. 459 on the home run last night. That's the throw over sign. Fowler on first, lots of speed. It's funny when you see that sign. That used to be a sign in the olden days of hit the batter. And now it's changed it to throw it over.
I don't think they give any sign anymore to hit the batter.
That's right.
Because it can be seen on TV.
One-two to Schwarber. Strike 3 called. 3 Cubs down on strikes in the 3rd. We head to the bottom half.
What if one piece of kale could protect you from diabetes? What if one sit-up could prevent heart disease?
1.
Wishful thinking, right? But there is one step you can take to help prevent another serious disease, pneumococcal pneumonia. If you are 50 or older, 1 dose of the Prevnar 13 vaccine can help protect you from pneumococcal pneumonia, an illness that can cause coughing, chest pain, difficulty breathing, and may even put you in the hospital. Even if you've already been vaccinated with another pneumonia vaccine, Prevnar 13 may help provide additional protection. Prevnar 13 is used in adults 50 and older to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. You should not receive Prevnar 13 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. If you have a weakened immune system, you may have a lower response to the vaccine. Common side effects were pain, redness or swelling at the injection site, limited arm movement, fatigue, headache, muscle or joint pain, less appetite, chills, or rash. Get this one done. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 13 today.
Every villain knows a getaway car requires abundant power, impeccable style, and of course, the cover of darkness. But what if it's a different kind of getaway you're after? The F-Type convertible and the F-Type coupe from Jaguar. Oh, it's good to be bad.
Jaguar has been ranked highest in customer satisfaction with dealer service among luxury brands by J.D. Power.
Still haven't tried FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues? Over 1 million fans have already won money. Choose a league. They start at $1. Pick your team. Done. Winners get paid the next day and there's no season-long commitment. FanDuel pays out $75 million a week. Get off the sidelines and get some. Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back, guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, enter promo code PUNTER. That's PUNTER.
Do you and Mom still have money with that broker?
Yeah, 20-something years now. Thinking about what you want to do with your money?
Looking at options. What are you guys paying fees?
I don't know exactly.
If you're not happy, do they have to pay you back?
It doesn't really work that way.
You sure?
Are you asking enough questions about the way your wealth is managed? Wealth management at Charles Schwab.
Let's take a look at tonight's Playmakers presented by Chrysler. The guy who will lead it off for the Mets here in the bottom half of the third, Curtis Granderson, hitting .409. Look at that on-base percentage, and 7 runs batted in, and he's reached safely in all 7 Mets playoff games, including tonight when he singled to lead off the bottom of the first. He scored on a David Wright double, and then Daniel Murphy unloaded a 2-run shot to make it 3-0. So those 3 come to the plate here in the third.
You know what's interesting about Granderson? He's almost, you've heard of a Renaissance man. It's like a Renaissance player. When he was with Detroit, it was triples and steals. With the Yankees, over 80 home runs in 2 years. And now back to an on-base percentage guy.
Still with a lot of home runs, though. 26 bombs this year.
He was traded, member, for Austin Jackson, who's now a member of the Chicago Cubs. And in his career, Granderson now 11 for 31 against Arrieta with 3 home runs, and those 3 came when he was with the Yankees and Arrieta was with the Orioles. Arrieta was a different pitcher then. Granderson draws a leadoff walk in the third. And every time you've looked up, guys, Granderson has been on base.
Before we did that wild card game, Joe Madden said to us, what was the most impressive thing about Jake Arrieta? He said his fastball command since August has been impeccable. Outrageous, to use the Joe Madden word. It has not been so far early in this game.
I thought he started to right himself here after he gave up the home run. Started to get a command of his fastball. The fastball was moving, mixed in some changeups and breaking balls.
Yeah, he had set down the last 6 he faced after the Murphy home run. But Granderson draws a walk to lead off the third, and here's Wright, who doubled him home his first time.
I saw David Wright hitting early in the cage today. Looked like he was starting to work on something. And then out here on the field, he was hitting every ball to right field. Trying to stay inside the balls, trying to let the ball get a little bit closer to him. That's his strength, is to the opposite field. He was making a committed effort to do just that during batting practice.
There was a bullet on the check swing right into the crowd and right past Daniel Murphy in the on-deck circle.
Well, we mentioned before, Syndergaard is vulnerable to the stolen base. So is Arrieta. 82% success rate against Jake. Mets don't run a lot. Granderson, one of their few threats. A step off. You don't see that very often anymore.
Did you have a sign for that when you played?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did too. A step off. I thought it was kind of ridiculous.
Exactly. Totally agree on that one.
The 0-2 missed inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to David Wright, who has 2 postseason hits, and both have produced runs.
Although a step off, a quick step off done right, could give you an indication in a bunting situation where the guy squares.
There goes Granderson. Strike 3, the throw in the dirt. And Granderson in safely.
Well, it wasn't a great jump, Cal, and a look in too.
I thought it was a pretty good jump. Ball on the short hop.
Granderson slid right into the foot of Castro.
That's a popular thing now with middle infielders, to get in front of the bag and try to let the ball travel and reach back. I still would prefer the straddle of the bag. Gives you a better athletic position maybe on that one to kind of lean back a little bit, buy yourself some time to pick that, and then put the tag straight down.
Travis Wood loosening in the Chicago pen as Jake Arrieta works here in the third.
no place for Granderson to put his foot.
What did Joe Madden tell us? In the postseason, you can become very intolerant of starting pitching. Usually don't have to worry about that when Arrieta's on the mound.
Well, the red-hot Daniel Murphy will be walked to get to Yoenis Cespedes.
I'm shaking my head. To walk Murphy to get to Cespedes.
I think Arrieta was thinking that too. That's why they had a conference out on the mound to say, what? Joe Madden's not afraid to do something that is a little unorthodox.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Arrieta wasn't intentionally walking anyone in the second half of the season.
I don't think he really wanted to there either.
A rabid Mets fan, Jerry Seinfeld, among the 44,000 plus, enjoying every second of the first two games here in the NLCS.
Jimmy Kimmel threw out the first ball. Comedians love the Mets. They can be comedic at times. Not this October.
Cespedes has homered once off Arrieta in his career. It came this year while Cespedes was still with the Tigers. Chris Bosio's meeting on the mound is over. So Daniel Murphy, who homered for the fourth time in this postseason, in the first, a two-run shot, intentionally walked. He's at first, Granderson at second, one out, and here's Cespedes. And homer tonight, the fifth for Daniel Murphy.
He's taking a lead off, looking at Granderson, making sure if he does go, he wants to get a good break as well to get to second base.
The 1-0. There goes Granderson. There's the throw. It's late.
So they were communicating, but I guess they got the communication wrong a little bit.
Murphy must have lost his nerve. Granderson did not. Well, we saw it last night with Lagares. I think the Cubs are falling asleep a little bit, holding those runners close to second base, and the Mets are taking advantage of it.
The Mets stole third 5 times in the regular season. That's 3 in the post. And 2 of those have scored. Granderson would be the third. They're at the corners. Cespedes waits and fouls it away. You talked about Granderson being one of the few stolen base threats for the Mets. He swiped second and third here in the third.
You can take chances when you're playing with a 3-0 lead. A little different when it's 0-0.
With Murphy not going, though, the double play still in order.
On the ground, in the hole. No play. Run scores, 4-0.
Well, that's a Curtis Granderson run right there, Cal.
Gets to third base. This is a hard hit ball in the hole. Outside chance of throwing Murphy out at second base. Not much of a chance, I think, getting Cespedes.
That's one you got to really just stick in your pocket.
So now a 4-0 game. Runners at first and second. 1 out for Lucas Duda. He takes a strikeout victim his first time. The struggle here in the postseason continuing. He's 2 for 19 with 12 strikeouts. Arrieta to the plate. That ball bounces away, but Montero keeps it in front, and the runners stay put.
Not really a block there, just fooled there by Montero. Just backhanded and lucky, kept in front of him.
Joe Maddon's been fighting a cold and flu kind of thing, and this isn't making him feel much better here in game 2.
When Kelly Johnson was traded over to the Mets with Juan Uribe, Lucas Duda went into Terry Collins' office and said, "Are these guys here to play first base?" Terry Collins said to Lucas Duda, "It's a complete meritocracy now. If you hit, you will play." And yesterday, taken out of the lineup, but put back in today to try to produce.
Yeah, basically the answer is, that's up to you. And he's had a few of those tears this year with multiple home runs in a short time span. But he has struggled here in the postseason. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on and 1 in here in the 3rd. Popped him up. That is a long run for Baez, and he makes the play. Here's the Granderson steal of 3rd with our StatCast numbers, presented by Amazon Web Services.
You notice that double clutch by Montero.
3.9 seconds. That's not extremely fast. He got up to 20 miles an hour, though.
Curtis Granderson staying warm in that dugout. Chilly night here in New York. Curtis told me before the game it's on defense where it really takes its toll. You're in certain parts of the ballpark and the wind is hitting you a little worse than others.
Well, I think that's why with the pop-up by Duda, the umpires did not call for the infield fly rule, because it's just so difficult right now on anything in the air.
Darno slaps it to second. And Castro makes the play. But the Mets add on to their lead. Curtis Granderson in the middle of it again. It's 4-0.
To introduce the new Infiniti QX50, we could have shown it on a winding mountain pass, or somewhere even more cliche, like a downtown street. But what distinguishes the Infiniti QX50 isn't where you can take it, it's how you feel taking it there. With generous cargo space, extended second row legroom, and coupe-like handling, the new QX50 from Infiniti. Lease the new Infiniti QX50 for $329 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
This season, T-Mobile knocked it out of the park. We doubled our 4G LTE coverage across the country since last year, and the hits keep coming. Our new extended range LTE signal reaches twice as far and is 4 times better in buildings than before. Think you know our LTE coverage? Think again. Share your fan photos and videos with hashtag the Big 7th for a chance to be on TV during the World Series on Fox.
She is the brightest.
The best in the game.
You're a fighter, Jane. I'm giving you another shot at the title.
What are you doing here? I thought you retired or gave up or something.
The enemy's trying to get in my head, which is one place you don't want to get into.
6 points! 6 points, you went down!
There's only one wrong in this, and that is losing.
I'm gonna strip the bark off you, buddy.
I'll see you out there.
Our brand is Crisis. Rated R. Starts October 30th.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
There's only one way to get a gold PS4. And that is not it. Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for your chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle only at Taco Bell.
Hey, you know what time it is? Postseason time. That means time to get your favorite team's gear at MLB.com shop. Official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, we got them. Get your piece of the postseason right here at MLB.com shop and get shopping.
2015 National League Championship Series coverage on TBS presented by Exxon and Mobil. We move to the top half of the fourth inning. Mets now on top, 4-0. Curtis Granderson scored in the bottom half of the third after a leadoff walk, and he stole a couple of bags.
See the shift for the Mets. Murphy up the middle. Right side open, just Duda.
Here's Chris Bryant, who has the only Chicago hit. A 2-out single in the first. Chris Bryant made a video in Chicago for a driving service there where he took the wheel and had unsuspecting passengers riding with him, making small talk about the Chicago Cubs. And he finally had to reveal to them. They'd say, yeah, I know there's this Bryant who's pretty good. He told one passenger, yeah, I'm really a big baseball fan. I really want to play baseball. And the guy said, then why aren't you in the big leagues? He said, well, I am. I play third base for the Cubs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the air to left center field and playable. And Cespedes cutting in front of Conforto to make the play. Moments ago, Sam Ryan spoke with Mets manager Terry Collins.
Terry, Noah told you he was ready. He's got the velocity. What do you see from him tonight?
Well, he's been so good in the last month that, I thought when we rested him, he's come back, and boy, his command's been good. And tonight's tough to pitch with the cold weather, but he's throwing the ball great.
We see it from Daniel again tonight. David, as a big smile on your face, David gets a hit. Curtis has been doing it all postseason, but what about the intensity you see from him tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, our guys came ready to play. They're so excited to be in this spot, and we got to, David, that may get him going tonight. So if we can get Lucas start to swing the bat, we're going to be dangerous.
Thanks a lot, Terry.
You bet.
Anthony Rizzo waiting and takes a strike from Syndergaard, 1-1. Rizzo struck out his first time. It's 3 for 21 in the postseason.
Noah's not hitting the middle of the plate.
Well,
he's living outside, living down.
Yeah, down is the key. The theme of his pitching so far. He's had that pitch around knees most of the night.
On the ground, but just foul past first. Rizzo black and blue from April through October, leading baseball and being hit by pitches. And he pops this one up. 2 down.
Yeah, the wind must be moving the ball. Wright's caught 1,000 of those balls coming in. He was a little unsteady, making sure he had a good look at it. The wind must be playing with the ball when it gets up.
No, 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth. And here's Starlin Castro. He's giving the Cubs some good at bats here in the postseason. Only regular who hasn't struck out.
He swung the bat better than a .217 average. he stung the ball pretty well.
Paint, 0-2.
Looked like a two-seamer. Ran back over the middle early in the count, and that looked like it's a four-seamer right on the outside edge.
Little dribbler up the line. Duda gloves it. Makes the tag for out number 3. That ball was right on the line. Duda trying to get to it before it went foul. And that's out number 3.
The cool of the day, the scent of the trees, and the sounds from all sides of an orchestra performing entirely for you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, with active noise cancellation to turn any street into a symphony. The most awarded, rewarding SUV ever.
If you're the band Europe, you love a final countdown. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
In the Outback, steak and lobster is back. We're pairing succulent steamed lobster tail or new jumbo lump crab cakes with our signature sirloin for a limited time. Try steak and seafood starting at $14.99. Only at Outback.
We live in a pick and choose world. Choose, choose, choose. But at bedtime, why settle for this? Enter Sleep Number. Don't miss the Columbus Day sale. Sleep IQ technology tells you how well you slept and what adjustments you can make. You like the bed soft. He's more hardcore. So your sleep goes from good to great to wow. Only at a Sleep Number store. Right now, save $600 on the #1 rated bed plus 24-month financing. Hurry, end Sunday. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
I have a fix on it, Captain. I believe I can lock on it. Put it on the screen.
Great entertainment now comes with a great offer. DirecTV customers who switch to AT&T Wireless can save $120 a year. Plus, right now, get $500 credit for every line you switch to AT&T when you trade in an eligible smartphone and buy any smartphone on AT&T Next. Click today.
Official caps, hoodies, jackets, and more. Celebrate with your favorite team at the MLB.com shop. They're bundled up here at Citi Field. Temperature around 40 degrees. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Michael Conforto leads it off against Jake Arrieta.
Well, it seems like the Cubs, this is the play we were talking about that ended the inning. Duda did a nice job of keeping that ball in play.
It was going to go foul. He got there quick enough to catch it on the line and get the tag out.
I was going to say the Cubs seem to have all of their young talent that are hitters in the big leagues right now. Well, this is the player the Mets think is going to be their best everyday player at some point.
Two balls, one strike to the 22-year-old. Into the shift. 1 down. Moments ago, Matt Weiner spoke with Cubs manager Joe Madden.
Joe, obviously the Mets got to Jake early and his velocity appears to be down as well. What was his biggest issue, or what has it been so far?
Well, Murphy's homer, that's been the biggest issue so far. You're right, I see the numbers. If the gun is right, he might be down a mile per hour or 2 on occasion. You know, the swing, the reaction of the hitter is a little bit different. They're on a little bit more than I normally see, but they've had good at-bats against him.
Thanks, Joe.
You got it, man.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Joe. Wilmer Flores. A ball and no strikes as he faces Arrieta here in the 4th.
His last 2 pitches, 91. That's not his changeup. Maybe he's trying to cut the ball, but that fastball's a little lower. Talk about velocity. Normally it's 94. That's a cutter signal.
That is pitch number 72, and it's a strike 2-1.
I think he took some off of that pitch. What problem that Arrieta presents to you is that he pitches on that third base side of the rubber, throws across his body, so it makes it very difficult on the right-handed hitters. It's almost like he's decided, I don't have my good fastball. I'm going to start cutting the ball and sinking it. See where his foot is placed. Very simple mechanics, almost like he's in the stretch. He just steps back very simply and then proceeds to pitch.
2-2. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Arrieta.
So this is the 2-seamer. Set him up with a couple of cutters, sliders. Now he makes the ball go the other direction at 93.
Nice leg kick. Watch where his right foot ends up. Left foot, sorry. That's way across his body. You can see the other spot. That's where Syndergaard's foot lands.
And here is Syndergaard, who swings and misses 0-1.
He is creating an angle that goes away from a right-hand hitter. It helps his cutter or slider. But I got to imagine there's not a whole lot of pitchers that step in the same spot that he does.
And he never has to worry about fixing a hole. It's his.
Arrieta, 5th round pick by the Orioles back in 2007. Took him a while to get his sea legs in the big leagues. Had a losing record with the Orioles and then came over to the Cubs. And it's been a 10-5 2014 and a 22-6 record this year. On the ground to second. That's the easiest inning yet for Arrieta. Still a 4-0 game as we head to the 5th.